This is happening to these guys. Would you welcome Neil Tennant and Chris Lowe, the Pet Shop Boys? Wow. The Pet Shop Boys. Well, now, I have to say, when I found out that you guys were going to be on the show, I was very excited about it. But I have to say, I was a little disappointed that you weren't going to play on the show. You weren't going to perform for us. Now, but then I find out this is part of the deal. Can you tell me why you don't perform?
Well, the Pet Shop Boys, we've been together for about 7 years now, and really we function as songwriters and recording artists, if you want to put it that way. And the purpose of what we do really is to go into a studio and to produce what we think are outstanding, unusual songs that have, you know, a really different, big sound from everyone else. And so when you do that, the natural thing is not to go out onto the road. When you make a record like It's a Sin, I don't know if you've heard it, but it's a very big-sounding record with thunderclaps, you know, a kind of Catholic disco record.
The natural Catholic disco record?
That was the idea, to make a Catholic disco record.
Because there aren't enough of them, are there?
The natural thing is not to go out on the road and tour it. You know, you don't sit there and say, "Wow, this would sound great live." So far, you know, we haven't done that.
Yeah. Now, so there is no Pet Shop Boys band, so to speak.
This is the Pet Shop Boys band.
Yeah,
this is the Pet Shop
and a machine.
Did you hear that? Did you hear what they said? It's the two of them and a machine. What kind of a machine are we talking?
Well, we've just bought this Fairlight. It's this computer thing, and when you switch it on, it plays 16 parts at the same time. So, you know, with that, you're kind of well away, really.
Yeah, so the two of you and a computer are making this music.
That's right.
Do you play the guitar or drums? Or?
I can play the guitar as it happens, but I don't on record now.
You don't on record?
No, I don't. Well, actually, I don't play it well enough, really. Occasionally, I write songs or the ideas for chord change and stuff on guitar. But on the next single we have coming out, which is called Heart, actually, we actually got a guitarist in because we wanted to have some kind of 70s style shaft guitar.
Yeah, well, that's unique. Yeah, bringing a musician in. Yeah.
And so that was quite unusual. And actually, we just made a record in Miami where the guitarist who plays with Miami Sound Machine played on the record. So again, that was quite unusual. For us.
This whole idea is unusual in that a lot of groups cannot get a #1 record without touring, without going around and pumping the record and getting people to see it. You'd prefer not to go out at all, is that right?
Do you know, it never occurred to us till we came to America and people started saying that we're the most successful group that's never toured, and the only group that's never toured like this is Steely Dan. You know, it's just, it wasn't really the natural thing to do. I mean, we've had such demand to do it now that we're thinking about it. And one reason for wanting to do it is you want to go out and see what your audience is like.
Certainly.
Who's going to pay, you know, $15 to come and see you. So, you know, we're kind of, it's in the back of our minds at least now. Yeah, well, now let's play a little portion of your music for those who are not familiar with the Pet Shop Boys. We have a clip here. Just to keep you satisfied. It's an amazing story. That's an amazing story. And the photography and the acting in that piece was incredible, I have to say. How do you pick your songs? Always on your mind. That's Willie Nelson has done that one. Elvis. Isn't that right? Yeah. Well, we write all of our songs. That's the only song we've ever done that we didn't write. And the reason that came about was they did a TV show in England that was a tribute to Elvis Presley. And they got people like Boy George, Robert Plant, Nona Hendrix, ourselves to come along and do their own versions of Elvis Presley classics. And so we decided to do What Was On My Mind. And we liked the version so much because we changed it around and changed it from being a kind of a ballad, a sentimental ballad, into being a big dance song, although I think the sentiment still comes through.
Well, Chris, now how has this changed your lives? Because you started making hit records, now they're just climbing the charts quickly. There's got to be a lot of dough coming in. What is different now
Well, it's not as much as you'd think, really. I mean, driving around
Well, you have no
there's
overhead.
a lot of rich people here, I'll tell you.
But you have no band, you have no overhead, you don't have to tour, you don't have any lights to plug in. It's just, it's you two guys, a computer, and then a mailbox full of money.
Well, okay, so we're rich.
You're just jealous.
Well, yeah, you're probably right. No, I haven't got any hits, basically. But how does it, do your friends treat you any differently? Or
Well, we haven't really got many friends.
Oh, yeah, I hear that. Now they're saying, all right, now they have no friends, they have no band,
There's
Really?
just the two of us, really, you know, doing what we enjoy doing.
I don't think your friends really change that much. Actually, our friends are our worst critics.
Ah.
You know, they'll see you on the television or something, and you go out to see them out for dinner or something, and you've just been on the television, and sometimes they don't mention it.
They don't mention it?
And
Oh, that's hip not to
And you've just been
acknowledge
like
it.
on this huge live TV show, and you know, in your record's #1, and they're sort of talking about the weather. And,
Isn't that incredible?
And I think it's quite good actually, because it brings you down to earth, you know. And we've managed to stay fairly down to earth. I think,
Yeah. Now I know, and I also noticed that you're experimenting with film. You're trying to do movies, and we have a short portion of one of the movies. Would you like to set that up for us?
Well, you said it.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
this is the film is kind of like a strange day in the life of the Pet Shop Boys, and it starts in the morning with us running away from a seaside resort in England. And at this point, we've bought a car. We've just picked up a psychopath in the car and escaped from him, and now we're going to get a cup of tea or a meal in a transport cafe.
Oh, so it's just a normal day in the life of the Pet Shop Boys.
An everyday kind of experience.
Okay, let's take a look.
Ready to order, love? Ready to order?
Right. We'll start with the oysters, and then like the fillet of sole, Belgique.
Fillet of sole, Belgique. Anything to drink?
The Chateau Latour, 1942.
The Chateau Latour, 1942. Nice year.
Okay, that's called It Couldn't Happen Here. And it opens in America next week?
It opens on May the 20th.
May the 20th?
Or May the 27th, depending where you live.
Okay, all
And
right.
it's got a lot of music in it. And, you know, it's definitely an unusual film. In terms of music films, it's more like, say, Tommy than A Hard Day's Night. You know, it's got a lot of music in it, but it's quite exciting.
I find the whole experience here, the whole Pet Shop Boys experience unusual. And we look forward to
that is
another
the
album.
idea.
Because, well, the music is very, very good. And you have another album coming out, when would you say?
I think we might have a new album. We're doing an album of kind of dance mixes coming out in the autumn.
Okay, well, when you go back, say hello to the computer for me and thank him. This is Neil and Chris, Pet Shop Boys. All right, we have, coming up, a performance from Ken Sonkin. After this break, stay with us.